And let's move on to more news break coming in. Former Indian cricketer Mohammad Azharuddin has been summoned by the ED in Hyderabad and is expected to appear today. The investigation pertains to misappropriation of funds within the Cricket Association during his tenure as president. The ED is looking into discrepancies that occurred under his leadership. So, former cricketer Azharuddin, who's been summoned by the ED in a misappropriation of funds case. Mohammad Azharuddin, who's been summoned by the ED in Hyderabad. So, Mohammad Azharuddin, who's been mired in several controversies in the past, including that relating to match fixing, is now in has now come under the lens of the ED. It's a case related to misappropriation of funds, for which he's been summoned by the Enforcement Directorate. Former Indian player Mohammad Azharuddin, who's under the lens of the Enforcement Directorate. He's also been a former member of Lok Sabha. So Mohammad Azharuddin, who's a former cricketer, has been summoned by the ED officials. He's played 99 test matches and 334 one-day internationals for India. Let's go across to our senior editor Shravan joining us. Shravan, give us details of this case for which the former cricketer has been summoned.
Well, this is the first time that Mohammad Azharuddin has been summoned by the Enforcement Directorate. He was asked to appear today before the Enforcement Directorate's Hyderabad unit. The case basically stems from an investigation that was carried out by the Anti-Corruption Bureau in Hyderabad, where they had basically filed a case of misappropriation of funds of the Hyderabad Cricket Association, and this was to the tune of 20 crore rupees. Now, charge sheets have already been filed, and it levels serious allegations in the procurement of what they call the DG sets, firefighting systems, as well as canopies for the Rajiv Gandhi Cricket Stadium that was constructed in Uppal in Hyderabad. Now, what we have been told is that Mohammad Azharuddin was the president of the Hyderabad Cricket Association, where they believed that the misappropriation of funds have essentially taken place. And remember, there have been inordinate delays while the construction was being carried out, which had escalated the costs, the budget enhancements, as well as that basically led to corresponding losses to the Hyderabad Cricket Association. And that is the reason why we are now given to understand that the secretary, the president, vice president, and others who have actually been named in the charge sheet in collusion with the private parties, they are all under the scanner of the Enforcement Directorate.
All right, Shravan, thank you for those details. So, Shravan, they're getting us details of this former player who's been summoned by the ED.